got my money.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa and I do a variety of videos, and today I am starting off my new series where I cover Canadian true crime cases. I will be doing this in two forms. One form where I will be doing a get ready with me style where I talk about some true crime cases, and then style like today's video where I sit down and talk you guys through the cases. Today's case is a John Doe case. This case is actually very fascinating to me because I honestly did not know such a case existed until I watched a video about it, funny enough, and I just want to educate other people about it. This case happened in my home province of Alberta, Canada. Just to disclaim to anyone out there, I do not mean any disrespect to any of the victims that I talk about or their families. I am only doing this video for educational purposes, and all the information that I found, I got it from the web, but all the information is very limited, and I do apologize if I make any errors. So today I'm going to be talking about a man dubbed Septic Tank Sam, who is a man whose identity has been a mystery for over 42 years. The name Septic Tank Sam was given to an unidentified murder victim that was found in a 1.8 meter deep septic tank located 13 kilometers west of Tofield, Alberta. Tofield, Alberta is located about 70 kilometers from one of the major cities in Alberta called Edmonton. Just to give you guys some perspective as to where this town is. The name Septic Tank Sam was dubbed by the police officers that were investigating his case because there was no way to identify him. Through my research, I found that people on the internet find the name Septic Tank Sam to be quite crude, so throughout this video I'm only going to be referring to him as Sam. On April 13th, 1977, Charlie and Mavis McLeod were looking for a pump located on one of their old septic tanks because they had recently purchased a new one and wanted to use the old pump for the new tank. And this is when they discovered a brown shoe floating in their septic tank. They immediately contacted the RCMP, or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Not too long after they called the police, they arrived, and according to some articles that I found, the police officers actually used ice cream pails to scoop up all the water that was remaining in the tank in order for them to pull Sam's body out of the tank. The investigating officers referred to Sam's death as one of the most vindictive crimes they have ever encountered. Sam has been described as being around 5'6", but he could actually be taller than that, and the reason for this height discrepancy is because of the state of decomposition. Sam had brown hair and weighed approximately 180 pounds. Sam was found wearing a white t-shirt, which was underneath a blue Levi's button-down work shirt, jeans, and Clark Wallaby shoes. His clothing indicated that Sam may have been a laborer. Once Sam's body was out of the water, the officers noticed that he had been brutally tortured, burned, mutilated, and shot twice prior to his subsequent dumping. There was no way for investigators to know Sam's true identity because there was no form of ID on his person. The fact that Sam was dumped led investigators to believe that there was foul play involved in his death, and this suspicion was confirmed when the post-mortem exam results came out. The medical examiner concluded that Sam's burns came about from a small butane blowtorch and cigarettes. It was also discovered that Sam had been tied up, brutally beaten, and mutilated, and subsequently shot twice, which ultimately ended his life. After all of the torture, Sam's killer wrapped his body up in a yellow bedsheet and tied his body up with nylon rope, and then dumped his body into the McLeod's septic tank. Sam was dumped head first, and quicklime was poured into the septic tank in an attempt to dissolve his body to hide all traces of the murder. The attempt to dissolve his body failed because the mixture of water and quicklime resulted in superficial burns on the skin and dried Sam's tissue. The mutilation of Sam's body and the fact that he was in the water for an extended period of time made it very difficult for the medical examiner to determine Sam's gender. Sam had been taking very good care of his teeth, and he had signs of recent dental work. He also had all of his teeth, and because of this, investigators sent his teeth to over 800 practitioners in the Alberta area to compare it to their records, but nothing came out of this. Because no dentist in the Alberta area was able to match their records with Sam's teeth, investigators determined that Sam may have been a transient, or he also may have been a foreign worker. All other attempts to discover Sam's identity failed. They had tried publishing details of his dental records in dental magazines and publications to no avail. They also tried using the media, using facial reconstructions in the hopes that someone who knew him would be able to recognize him and eventually identify him. In 1979, Dr. Clyde Snow, a forensic pathologist from Oklahoma, was brought into Canada to help with the reconstruction of Sam's skull and also to aid in the identification efforts. After multiple measurements and analysis, it was determined that Sam was of Aboriginal descent. He was right-handed, and he was approximately 35 years of age, which contradicted what the original medical examiner determined about Sam's identity. Because of these findings, the RCMP adjusted Sam's description and also released facial reconstructions in the newspapers all across Canada. The RCMP also decided to release more details about the case in the hopes of kickstarting the investigation after it had stalled. They believe that Sam may have been tied to a bed while enduring the torture, and his genital area of his jeans had been cut with shears, which sparked rumors that Sam may have been a pedophile who had been caught red-handed, so the person who caught him decided to punish him right away. And even though the police released all of this information about Sam, there was no additional information that was brought forward from the public. There is the belief that Sam's killer was familiar with the Tofield area and knew that no one would be able to find his body for a long time since the McLeod farm was abandoned. And there's also the belief that he was killed off-site and later brought to the farm for dumping. There is one theory about Sam's identity. There's the theory that Sam was a man called Edward Arcand, who was a First Nations man who disappeared in 1969. But this theory has been debunked because Mr. Arcand was missing 6 teeth while Sam had all of his teeth. After examining Sam's bones, it was revealed that he suffered from an unspecified illness at the age of 5. And to this day, the RCMP is still saving Sam's DNA in the hopes that a potential family member decides to test their DNA against his to finally identify him because, quote, this guy belonged to somebody. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts about the case in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for future content, and I'll see you all in my next one.